Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. We got the second game of this doubleheader between the Senators and the White Sox. And we got some lineup changes from game one, give some people some rest. We got leading off for the Senators. Playing center field, Sam Rice. Batting second, playing shortstop, Cecil Travis. Batting third, playing left field, Goose Goslin. Batting fourth, playing third base, Harmon Killebrew. Batting fifth, playing first base, Mickey Vernon. Batting sixth, playing second base, Buddy Meyer. Batting seventh, doing the catching, Muddy Rule. Batting eighth and playing right field is Claude Milan, and on the mound batting ninth is the General Crowder. Let's take a look now at the Chicago White Sox. They made some wholesale changes here for game number two. Leading off and playing shortstop, Luis Aparicio. Batting second, playing second, Nelly Fox. Batting third, playing left field, Harry Hooper. And batting fourth, playing center field, Minnie Mioso. Batting fifth, playing right field, Bib Falk. Batting sixth and playing first base, Earl Shelley. And batting seventh, playing third base is Buck Weaver. Batting eighth and doing the catching is Roy Schalk. And on the mound, batting ninth is Ed Walsh. Let's get down here to Chicago and get this game going, folks. And you can see the team's record and some of their stats. Compare them here. The Senators are 7-7, batting .251 with an on-base percentage of .313 and a slugging of .411 and an OPS of .724. Meanwhile, the White Sox are 7-8, batting .247 with a .328 on-base percentage and a .428 slugging and an OPS of .756. We got Sam Rice to lead this ball game off for the Senators, batting .258, no homers and 3 RBIs. Ed Walsh, this is his fourth start. He's 2-0 with a 1.8 ERA. Here's the pitch to Sam, and that's going to be a 24, 25. That's going to be an infield hit. Sam Rice starts this game off with a slow roller down the short and beats the throw. He's aboard here. Cecil Travis is up now. And Travis, he's batting .190 on the year. 2 homers and 6 RBIs. Let's see here. 21. He's not going to go yet. He might go with 2 outs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. And that'll be out number 1. Don't know what just happened there. Undo. It's supposed to be a fly ball. In the left field. And Goose Goslin's up now. And Goose, he's batting .347 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be against a righty, a 24 and a 9. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short for out number 2. And 2 outs and Killebrew up. They're going to try to send him down to second, get in scoring position. That'll be a -5, a 21. 21, that'll be a 43 or lower. He's safe. And he's in there with the stolen base, Sam is. So Sam gets down to second, gets in scoring position for Killebrew here with 2 outs. And Killebrew's batting .240 on the year with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop up down the second. Nellie Fox gets it for out number 3. And Rice gets stranded at second. We go to the bottom of the first. Washington nothing. Chicago coming to bat. You got Aparicio, Fox, and Hooper. And Aparicio, this is his first plate appearance of the season. And in 1960, he batted .277 with 2 homers and 61 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down to his counterpart, and that's going to be an E6. And Aparicio's aboard here with an error. And that brings up Nellie Fox. And Nellie's batting .250 on the season with no homers and no RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field. Rice has got it for out number 1. And that'll be a 3. And Luis is going to be off and running here. 30, which will be a 56 or lower. He's safe at second. And he's in there with a stolen base. So now the White Sox got a runner in scoring position. And 1 out for Harry Hooper. Hooper's batting .400 with 1 homer and 5 RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Goslin's got that. And a 30, 23. He's going to stay put. Single will score him anyway. Ain't no use getting thrown out at third. When Minnie gets a single, it'll score you. So no use taking a chance here. And Minnie's batting .231, 1 homer, and 6 RBI. And that's going to be a 14 against an 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Travis has got it. He fires across for out number 3. And the White Sox strand 1. We go to the top of the second. No score. We got Vernon, Buddy, and Muddy due up. Mickey is batting .216 on the year. He's got a homer and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Minnie Mioso. That'll be out number 1. And Buddy Meyer up now. And Buddy's batting .136. No homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball in the right field. Bibbs got it. 2 fly balls, 2 outs. Start this top of the second. And Muddy Rule's up now. And Muddy's batting .279. No homers and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 55 on a 36. And that's going to be hit down the short. Luis, one of the best fielding shortstops there is. And he makes a nice play, fires over to first. That'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 goes the Senators. To the bottom of the second we go. We got Falk, Chili, Weaver due up. Bibb is batting .259. 3 homers and 11 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Rice. Round number 1. And Whitey's up, Chili. And he's batting .100. He's got no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a rare play, a 66 on a 41. And that'll be 11. That'll be hit down the short. A 54 and a 9. Is that fielding 2? It is. And that was an 11. And that's going to be a wild throw. Pulls the first baseman off the bag. That's an E6. So Chili is on board here for Buck Weaver with 1 out. And a runner down at first. And Buck is batting .304 on the year. No homers and 2 RBIs. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. Chili doesn't have great speed at first. That'll be a single in the right field, and Earl will stop at second. So we got first and second now and one out. And that is going to bring up Roy Schalk. Roy's batting 100 on the season with 1 RBI. Here's the pitch to Roy. And Roy gets a hold of this. The bottom part of the order is doing some damage here against the General. And that ball is going to be tagged out in the right field. And he's going to run for a while. And that's going to be a bases clearing triple. And the White Sox are up 2-0 as Roy Schalk puts on his catcher speed and gets a triple for Beatles. And that brings up Ed Walsh now with a runner down at third and 2 out and 1 out. And with Ed pitching, I think the Senators know they're in for a long day. They better bring the infield in. And Ed's batting 200 on the year. No homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. They strike Ed out. There's a 1-2 down now. And we're back to the top of the order in Luis Aparicio. And he reached on an error and stole a base his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball. Actually, that's going to be a pop-up. Now he's rated 24 on a 4. That's a ground ball, right? Yep, it's a ground ball down the first. He'll take it himself. And that'll be out number 3. But Roy hits a 2 RBI triple. Give the White Sox a 2-0 lead as we get to the top of the third. We got the bottom part of the order due up here for the Senators. We got Claude Milan. We got the General, and then back to Rice. And Milan is batting 400 on the year with 1 RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And that'll be out number 1. And here comes the General. Crowder's up now. He's batting 1,000. He's 1 for 1 with a double on this season. And that's going to be a base on balls. Ed Walsh walks his counterpart. Never a good sign here, especially with a 2-run lead. Brings the tying run to the plate, and Rice is singled and stole a base his first time up. And that's going to be a 25-11. And that's going to be a single in the right field. And the General will stop at second with his speed. So first and second and 1 out. Walking the pitcher never pays off. Now Ed's got himself in a pickle here. Travis is up. He flew out the left his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. Minnie's got it for out number 2. And like I say, the General's not going nowhere. And the Goose is up. Goslin popped up the shortest first time up. And he gets a hold of this one, folks. This could tie this game up. Rice has got great speed at first. And that's going to be a double in the right center field. And like I say, Rice should score with no throw here, I would think. 51. Yeah, that'll be no throw. That's going to tie this game up, folks. And the walk comes back to bite Ed in the butt. A 2 RBI double by Goose ties this game up at 2 apiece. Now you got a runner down at second and Killebrew up. Killebrew popped up to second his first time up. And a walk him might not be a bad idea. So you see Chicago's upcoming schedule. They stay home here against the Indians. And then the Yankees also come to town after that. So Mickey's up now. Not Mantle, but Vern. And he flew out to center his first time up. And that's going to be a fly ball again out to center. But the 2 RBI double by Goslin ties the game up. We go to the bottom of the third. It's 2 apiece. We got Fox, Hooper, and Mioso due up here. And Nelly, he flew out the center his first time out. And Nelly's going to get a base hit in the right field. Drops in there. And Claude gets over, cuts it off. Keeps him held to a single. And that'll bring up Mr. Hooper. Harry is 0 for 1. He flew out the center his first time up. And that's going to be against the righty, a 14. And that's going to be a base hit, infield hit for Harry. And all of a sudden now the White Sox are making some noise. Got the first two batters aboard here, first and second, and nobody out in a tie ball game. Speed where you look, everywhere there's speed. Manny Mioso, he grounded out the short his first time up. And that's going to be a 14 and 11. And that's going to be a single in the center field. And that's definitely going to score Nelly. And let's see here. 59, and he's going to get over to third with no throw. Yeah, so Harry's going to get down to third with no throw. So we got first and third and still nobody out. And the White Sox now have taken a 3-2 lead. First and third, and up to the plate steps Bib Falk. First and third here for Falk. And Falk is 0 for 1. He has flown out to center. Here's the pitch to Bib. They're going to play back for the double play here. And 31, that's going to be a fly ball out to Rice. 65 and a 3 might be fielding column 3. And it is. Out to center field. A 56. That's probably going to be a sacrifice fly. Yep, that'll be a sacrifice fly with no throw. So that makes it a 4-2 game. Now you got Minnie down at first and one out for Shilly. And Earl is 0 for 1. He did reach on an error and came around to score. Here's the pitch to Earl. And that's a ground ball. That's a tailor-made double play down to Travis. 6-4-3 will end the inning. But the White Sox scored 2 and take a 4-2 lead as we go to the top of the 4th. And we got Buddy, Muddy, and Claude due up here. Buddy Meyer is 0 for 1, flew out the right. And that's going to be a fly ball out the center field this time for Buddy. Out number 1. And Muddy Rule's up now. And the Muddy one is 0 for 1. He grounded out the short his first time. And that's going to be a ground ball. Nope, that's going to be a swing and a miss. And Ed strikes him out. That'll be his first strikeout of the game. Claude's up now. Jan is 0 for 1. He grounded out the short. And not this time. That's going to be a fly ball out the right. Bibb makes a nice catch for out number 3. 1, 2, 3 goes the Senators. The bottom of the 4th we go. We got Weaver, Schalk, and Walsh due up. Weaver singled and came around to score his first time. And that's going to be a fly ball out the goose for out number 1. And Schalk is up. And Roy, he tripled and drove into his first time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Travis is going to boot that one, folks. That's an E6. And Schalk is down at first. And you can see that the Senators have struck out 76 times. They walked 57. hit 37 doubles and 7 triples. And the White Sox have struck out 34 times. They've walked 65, hit 29 doubles and 12 triples. And Ed's going to try to bunt Roy down the second here. He struck out his first time up, Ed did. And that's going to be 2 missed bunt attempts. They're going to keep the bunt down here on the 0-2 count. And a 22. And that's going to be that's going to be a hit batter. They hit Walsh as he tries to square around. Senators are saying that he swung at it with a bunt attempt. The ump's having nothing to do with that. It's first and second, folks, and only 1 out. Roy down at second. Not bad speed, as we know. He already has a triple in this game. Walsh at first, and Luis at the plate. He's 0 for 2. He has reached on an error, grounded out, and stole a base. And that's going to be against the righty. 17. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And they'll get the runner out at second. And that'll be it on the 5-4 put out. So now you got first and third, 2 down for Nelly Fox. Fox is 1 for 2. He has flown out the center and singled and came around to score. Oh, Nelly. And that's going to be another hit by pitch. Yep, that is another hit by pitch. And now the White Sox are out of the dugout. The general has hit 2 batters in this inning. That feels the bases up. Bases juice. Cooler heads prevail. But they're still chirping from that dugout. And Harry's up. And Hooper is 1 for 2. He's flown out and singled and came around to score. One swing of the bat here could bust this game open. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And he'll take it himself over to the bag. And that'll end the inning. The White Sox strand the bases, load it. Leave them loaded, and we go to the top of the 5th. It's still a 2-run ball game. It's 4-2. We got the general due up, followed by Rice and Travis. Let's see if Ed puts one in his ear after hitting 2 of his own players. He walked his first time up, and that's going to be a ground ball down the short. And Luis has got it. He fires over to Earl at first for out number 1. And Rice is up now. He is 2 for 2 today. 2 singles and a stolen base. And that's going to be the first time they get him out. Ed doesn't let him make contact. A swing and a miss. He strikes him out for a second strikeout of the game. That brings up Cecil Travis now. Travis has flown out to left and to center. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. So Travis is aboard here with a single. That brings up the Goose, Goslin. Goose has that 2 RBI double. Drove in both runs here for the Senators. And he's popped up the short his other time up. And that's going to be a 8 and a 24. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. A 44 and a 5. Should be fielding column 3. 44 and a 5. And it is. And that's going to be the old around the horn double play. That's going to be the old 5-4-3 double play. And that'll end the inning. Killebrew left standing in the on deck circle. And that'll take us to the bottom of the 5th. Minnie Mioso, followed by Falk and Shilly. Mioso's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. Here's the pitch to Minnie. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Goose has got it. That's one down. And Bibbs up now. And Falk is 0 for 1. He has a sacrifice fly and he flew out the center. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Travis at short. 2 quick outs here for the General. It's up to Shilly. Get something going here with 2 outs in the 5th. He has reached on an error and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. And not this time. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. And he's aboard with 2 outs. And Buck Weaver's up now. And Weaver, he is 1 for 2. He singled, came around to score, and flew out the left. And that's going to be a ground ball down the 3rd. And Killebrew's going to fire over to first to get the final out. And the White Sox strand 1 to the top of the 6th inning we go. We got Killebrew, Vernon, and Buddy Dew up here. Harmon is 0 for 1. He's walked and popped up to second. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Walsh strikes him out for out number 1. And Mickey's up now. And Mickey's 0 for 2. He's flown out the center both times. And that's going to be a 25. And that's going to be another fly ball out the center. 3 fly balls to center. 3 times Mickey's been out. Buddy's up now. And Buddy's 0 for 2. He's flown out to center and to right. And that's going to be a fly ball to left. He figures he'll give left field a try, and that's the same result. Harry makes the catch, so he's flown out to every outfield position there is to end the top of the 6th. To the bottom of the 6th we go in the bottom part of the order. Schalk, Walsh, and then Aparicio, the top of the lineup. We flip it over. And Ray is 1 for 2 with a 2 RBI triple and reached on an error. So he's been on base both times. And that's going to be a infield hit. Ray is showing off his speed here today, folks. A triple, and now he beats out a ground ball. Ed's going to try to bunt him over in the scoring position. He's been struck out and hit by a pitch trying to bunt. And that's going to be a $61. That doesn't really matter, does it? 61 on a 9. 61 on a 9. Fielding column 2. And they'll get the runner at second. That ball's bunted back to the General. He fires down Travis covering, and Ed doesn't get the bunt down right. So now you got Ed down at first with 1 out, and Luis Aparicio up. He's 0 for 3. He's reached on an error and stole a base. He's grounded out twice. Here's the pitch to Aparicio, and that's going to be a fly ball out the Goose for out number 2. And Nellie Fox is up now. Can Nellie do something here? Nellie's 1 for 2. He has flown out the center, singled, came around the score, and been hit by a pitch. And that's going to be a 15. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Goose. That'll end the inning. The White Sox strand another one. We go to the top of the 7th. It's still 4-2 Chicago. You got Muddy, Claude, and the General Dew up here. Muddy is 0 for 2. He's grounded out the short and struck out. And that's going to be a 27. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second. Nellie's got it. He fires over to Earl for out number 1. And Claude's due up now. And Claude is 0 for 1, 0 for 2 today. And he has grounded out and flown out. So here's the pitch to Milan. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second, and they get Milan for out number 2. And the General's not pitching a bad game. 2 outs. I don't think we're not going to pitch hit for him. He's 0 for 1. He's walked and grounded out to short. And that's going to be a fly ball out to right field. And that'll end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time, folks. We got the 3, 4, 5 hitters due up. Harry, Minnie, and Bib. And Harry is 1 for 3. He has flown out, grounded out into a fielder's choice, and he has singled. And that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. Goose has got it. He's been busy today. Goslin has. And Mioso's up now. And Minnie is 1 for 3 with an RBI single, a ground out, and a fly out. And again, that's going to be a fly ball out to Goslin for out number 2. 2 fly balls to Goslin, 2 outs. And Bibb's up. And Falk, he's 0 for 2. He does have a sacrifice fly. He's flown out the center and grounded out to short. And he gets a hold of this one, Bibb does. And that ball is blasted down the first base line. It hits the chalk. That's going to be a stand-up double for Bibb. So now you got a insurance run down at second. 2 outs for Shilly. And Shilly, he is 1 for 3. He's reached on an error. He singled and grounded into a 6-4-3 double play. He came around the score on that error. And that's going to be a 16. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. And Killebrew fires over to first to end the inning. The White Sox strand 1. We go to the top of the 8th. It's still a 4-2 game. Top of the order due up here against Ed. And you got Rice, Travis, and Goslin. Sam is 2 for 3. He has single, stolen a base, has another single, and struck out. 36, and that's going to be a base on balls. That brings the tying run to the plate and Cecil Travis. And Travis is 1 for 3. He's flown out twice and singled. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 63 and a 5. That's going to be fielding column 2. And they'll get the strikeout. Big strikeout there by Walsh. That's now 1 down. And then they're going to keep Sam at first. Let Goslin try to hit that ball through the hole. He's 1 for 3 with a 2 RBI double. He's driven in both runs for the Senators today. And that's going to be a fly ball out to center field. And that'll be out number 2. And I think Sam's going to try to take off again here with Killebrew up. Or did we let... Yeah, he's going to try to steal. It'll be a 21. That's a 43 or lower. He's in there. And he's in there with a stolen base. Sam's second stolen base of the game. And now he's in scoring position with 2 outs for Killebrew. Killebrew is 0 for 2 today. He has popped up, struck out, and walked. Let's see here. Mickey, what's Mickey done today? He's 0 for 3. He has flown out all 3 times to center. But that would be putting a tying run on the bases and the winning go-ahead run to the plate. So we're going to pitch to Killebrew. The worst Killebrew can do here against Ed is tie this ball game up. And that's going to be a pop-up down the short. Luis is out there in shallow left field, makes the catch. Killebrew just got under that one, folks. We go to the bottom of the 8th. we got Weaver, Schalk, and Walsh due up here. And depending on what happens with Weaver and Schalk, see if Ed will be pitched hit for. There's 2 outs and nobody on, Ed will bat for himself. Buck is 1 for 3, singled, flown out, and grounded out. And that's going to be an E6. Travis throws that ball too high. And Weaver's aboard. Pulls Mickey off the base. Now Roy's up. And Schalk is 2 for 3. He's got a single and a triple and 2 RBIs today. And he's reached on an error. He's been on base all 3 times, Ray has. And that's going to be a pop up in foul territory. Muddy's got it near the dugout, makes the catch for out number 1. And we are going to pitch hit here for Ed. Try to get something going here, get some insurance. And Staley will come out and pitch the 9th. So who's going to come off the bench against the General? And I think Reynolds is going to come off the bench. Or do we want to use a lefty? Let's see here. Who's the lefty we got? The only lefty we got is Collins. It's going to be Reynolds. We're going to stick with our gut. Carl Reynolds is coming off the bench with Buck down at first with 1 out. Where's Carl at? So Ed goes 8 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. And Carl Reynolds is up batting .333 with 4 homers and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be against a righty, a 16, and that's a 7. Yep. And that's going to be a pitch hit single in the right field. Let's see here with 1 out. Weaver with excellent speed. That'll be a 39. And he's going to stop at second. So that'll be a single in the right field. So you got first and second, 1 out. And Luis Aparicio's up. Can Aparicio drive in a extra run here? He's 0 for 4. He has reached on an error, stole a base. He's grounded out twice and flew out once. And that's going to be a 17 on an 11. And that's going to be a base hit in the center field. He's going to come through here. And that's going to score Weaver easily. And Reynolds is going to get down to third. So Luis comes up with a big RBI single. And it is first and third and 1 out. Luis Aparicio delivers here. And now it's first and third for Nelly. Oh, Nelly. And it is now a 4-run game. Let's see here. Is that going to be it for the General? He's due up 4th in the top of the 9th. I don't think they can let him go. You got the lefties coming up. I think you got to go to the bullpen here. Got to go to the bullpen. Bring in a lefty. And I think it's going to be Hafner's going to come in. Excuse me. So Mickey Hafner's going to come in the game here. Try to keep this a 4-run game as the General couldn't get her done here. We got a runner down at first and 1 out. And Nelly Fox is up to the plate. And Nelly's 1 for 3. He has singled, been hit by a pitch, and flown out to center and left. And that's going to be a pop-up. I think in foul territory. Yep. And Muddy takes the mask off, makes the catch for out number 2. And Harry's up now. And Harry's 1 for 4. He has flown out the center and right and singled and grounded into a fourth play. And that's going to be a fly ball out the right. That'll end the inning. So Hafner comes in, does his job. That was his 5th appearance. He's 1-0 on the season. Now we got to get a new pitcher. And like I say, it's going to be Staley's going to come out and pitch. Try to lock this game down for the White Sox. He'll be facing Vernon, Buddy, and Muddy. The Buddy Muddy Show. And Mickey is 0 for 3. He's flown out the center 3 times, has the old hat trick to center field. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Staley for out number 1. He tosses it over to Earl. And Buddy's up now. And Buddy's 0 for 3. He's flown out to all 3 outfields, left, center, and right. And that's going to be a base on balls. They didn't need that. So Buddy's down at first. It's a 4-run game, though. And Muddy's up now. Takes a few more base runners to get you a little scared. And Muddy has grounded out twice and struck out. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Nelly Fox. And Fox is going to get the lead-off runner out at second. And that'll be all as Muddy beats the throw down the first. So he hits into the 4-6 putout. And Milan's up now. And he's 0 for 3. He's grounded out, flown out, and popped up. Down to their last out. And that's a high fly in the right field. Bibbs waiting for it to come down. Camps under it, makes the catch. And the White Sox win this game 6-2. Take a look here at the box score. And let's see here. It's probably about the 4 errors. Yep. Senators committed 4 errors in the game. The White Sox, 6 runs on 10 hits and no errors. The Senators, 2 runs on 4 hits and 4 errors. Rice was 2 for 3, had a good game. Senators were 1 for 3 with runners in scoring position. Gosling with that 2 RBI double was all the runs they could muster. They left 6 men on base. And the only White Sox with 2 hits in the game was Ray Schalk. He had 2 RBIs along with Luis Aparicio. And the White Sox were 3 for 10 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 men on base. The General picks up his first loss of the year. 7 1/3, 10 hits, 6 runs, 4 of them earned, struck out 1. Hafner comes in, pitches 2/3 of an inning. Ed Walsh goes and pitches 8 innings, picks up his 3rd win. 4 hits, 2 runs, walked 3, struck out 4. Staley comes in, pitches 1 inning, walked 1. Take a look here at the standings after this game and the leaderboard in the American League. And you got the Tigers a half a game up on the Tribe. Yankees are a game back. The White Sox and Red Sox are now a game and a half back. The Senators are 2 games back. The Orioles 2.5. and the A's are 3 games back. Ted Williams leading the American League with that .486 batting average. Sweet Lou Gehrig's got 7 homers, and Boone and Williams with 16 RBIs. Bob Shockey with that 0.6 ERA, and Ed Walsh is the first pitcher in the American League to get his 3rd win. And Ed with the Tigers has got 3 saves. Lou Gehrig is leading in the MVP voting, and Ed Walsh with that win takes over the Best Pitcher lead and votes award. And let's see what the next game on the channel is going to be. That was the last of this 4-game series. Let's see here. Looks like it's going to be the Battle of Pennsylvania. Nope, not the Battle of Pennsylvania. Going to be the Cubbies and the Reds. That'll be the next game on the channel. Cubbies and the Reds. How many game series is that? 1, 2, that's a 3-game series for the Cubs and the Reds. 3-game series. See if the pitching matchup's right. Looks like it's going to be 3-Finger Brown against Dolph. Should be a damn good pitching matchup. I want to thank everybody for tuning in today. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell for reminders. And on your way out, hit that like button and leave a comment. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.